Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the New England Sports Center Saturday Night Hockey as the 6-6 Hudson Hawks host the 0-6 Jets of East Boston. Tonight is senior night, so they're going there. Coach Cassidy, Coach Chamberlain are rolling out the red carpet across the way at center ice. It is senior night tonight. 6 seniors on the docket will be celebrated this evening. Kind of a culmination of everything that the parents have done for these kids through the years of their growing up in hockey rinks, and they don't grow up in hockey rinks unless the parents are willing to do so as well. So this is a chance for the players to kind of pay homage to the parents for their sacrifice as well over the years. Of course, they're going to set the red carpet, so we won't be able to see a whole lot of it. I'm sure that when they go to take the group picture, they'll be facing away from us as always. They never think of us. Pete Conti and Allie Cassidy on hand for senior night for the 23-24 Hudson Hawks. The Jets of East Boston 0-6 on the season. Chris Holmes, the first introduced. He was injured up at the DCU Center in Worcester against Northbridge after getting off to a fast start. Had a couple goals in that first couple of games, and out for the season with a leg injury. He's escorted out by his father Matthew, his mother Jessica, and his siblings Johnny and Elizabeth. Kind of a bittersweet moment for Chris. Only played a couple of games this year, his senior year. Next up is Cooper Lucina. His father Butch, mother Lisa, and sisters Reese and Shay. Allie, tell your father they had the carpet right the first time. Next up for the Hawks, Wyatt Cutler, senior goaltender. His father Kevin, his mother Heather, and his siblings Tanner and Brooke. Next up, Riley O'Sullivan. I messed up on Cooper Lucina. Her father was Rick, mother Lori, and his sister Colby. And now Riley O'Sullivan, his father was Butch. Mother Lisa and sisters Reese and Shay. Christian Stevens up next. A Toronto co-op player. his father Jim, mother Christine, and his siblings Allison, Luke, and Scarlett. And senior captain Joe Lozeritis, another Toronto player. His father Matt, mother Carissa, and sisters Claire and Olivia. And we'll take one more opportunity for a group picture. And thanks again for the senior parents for their sacrifice and dedication to the game as well over the years, so their sons could get to this point. And the seniors are Riley O'Sullivan, Cooper Lucina, Wyatt Cutler, Joe Lozeritis, Christian Stevens, and Chris Holmes. And the seniors will gather their equipment and meet their teammates on the goal line for the introduction of the starters tonight. This is a non-conference game. Hawks entered tonight, number 23 in the MIAA power rankings, and they are 5-3 overall, third place in the Russell Conference. St. Paul Knights sit atop the conference at 5-1-1. Blackstone Valley right behind them at 5-2, and the Hawks fall in the 3 slot at 5-3. The starters for the East Boston Jets, number 3 is Ryan Thomas. Number 2, Chase Whitenacht. Number 23, Frankie Mahoney. Number 24 is Seamus Sullivan. And number 22 is Mauricio Faloni. And starting in goal tonight, Finn Kampanen for the Jets. Now your Hudson Hawks starting lineup. Number 3 is Riley O'Sullivan. Number 19 is Owen Nenardowicz. Number 16 is Cooper Lucina. Center is number 5, Joe Lozeritis. And at right wing, number 13 is Christian Stevens. And starting in goal tonight, senior number 1, Wyatt Cutler. Head coach Mike Nenardowicz, assistant coaches Jim O'Brien, Sean Cassidy, Mike Chamberlain, and Adam Caravo. And now we'll pause for the playing of a national anthem. And about set to go from the New England Sports Center. The 6-6 Hudson Hawks against the 0-6 Jets of East Boston. I'm Pete Conti, Ali Cassidy on the business end of our video equipment tonight. Hawks winners of 2 in a row. 7-0 over Leominster, 5-1 against the Worcester Wildcats. Joe Lozeritis will take the opening draw for the Hawks. Going to be Seamus Sullivan for the Jets. Face-off won by Lozeritis. Back to Nenadowicz. And Lucina, the touch pass for Lozeritis, brings him free into the zone. Pass out front, looking for Christian Stevens. Stevens picks up his own carom off the boards and kept in at the point for the moment by Nenadowicz, was cleared away by Felony. And hard into the corner goes number 23, Frankie Mahoney. From the point, shot in by Will Sawyer, goes wide. Sawyer along the boards for Stevens in the corner. Lucina out front, and a rebound by Lozeritis, stopped by Kampanen. Stevens loses the handle, kept in at the point by Sawyer. Now Nenadowicz, self-pass off the boards, broken up. Picked up by Edie, sent behind the net. Picked up by Melanie Aponte. Up the wall, kept in by O'Sullivan at the red line, at the blue line. His shot deflected down into the corner, picked up by Morton. Morton's pass out front for Edie, and a pad save by Kampanen. And it'll be icing against the Jets of East Boston. Going to be O'Sullivan between Chamberlain and Edie. Lewis and Morton at the points. Off the face-off, Chase Whitenacked doesn't clear. Puck back behind the net, Whitenacked again. Can't get it past Lewis. Lewis with the wrister and scores. Going to be Luke Lewis with the goal. 2:01, the time of the goal. Stopped the clearing shot by Whitenack at the blue line. Shot from about 40 feet. The wrister got past Kampanen on the glove side. Face off to the left of Cutler. Will Bruner tries to go up the wall, looking for Braden Resendez. And Lozeritis picks up the loose puck, broken up by Ryan Thomas. Check that, Chase Whitenack. Bruner ahead for Lucina. Lucina wraps it around to the opposite corner, picked up by Whitenacht. Bruner plays it across for O'Malley. O'Malley sends it up towards center ice. And Lozoritis into the zone, works toward the middle, and his shot deflected up into the netting. Three minutes into this one, and Luke Lewis with the wrister gets the Hawks on top, 1-0. Ryan Devaney at center. Cam McGuire and Nolan Vasile on the wings. Nenadowicz swings back into his own zone, centering pass for McGuire into the zone. Devaney in just offside. Face-off will be outside the zone. And icing will go against the Jets. Off the face-off, Cam McGuire. And it's a goal. Like McGuire got the shot. It might have been Vasile with the rebound. .324, the time of the goal. And O'Sullivan wins the draw. Who scored that? On the rebound? Goal credited to Nolan Vasile on the rebound. Looked like it might have been the Cam McGuire shot that they got past Kampanen. The goal credited to number 23, Nolan Vasile. His first as a varsity Hawk. Time of the goal, 3:24 of the period. 2-0 Hudson. O'Sullivan shoots wide off the face-off. Stevens works behind the net, back out front, looking for Sullivan again, went off the skate of number 3, Ryan Thomas. Souza to Lewis. Lewis tried to get it back to Souza, was intercepted. And Thomas the other way. Sets it ahead for Seamus Sullivan. His shot goes wide. And Luke Lewis, cross-ice pass, intended for Jordan. Souza up and over his stick. Stevens off the wall. And he's intercepted by Melanie Aponte. And it'll be icing against the Jets. 10:34 left to go, first period. Hawks on top, 2-0. Luke Lewis and Nolan Vasile got the Hawks on the board here in the first 5 minutes. Chamberlain off the face-off. Rebound was loose for a moment. Toby Eady couldn't get the stick on it. Shot toward goal by O'Malley. And it's cleared by Mahoney. Now Lozeritis winds through center ice into the East Boston zone, and his shot to the glove side, and it's 3-0 Hawks. Owen and Artowicz cross-ice pass. Gives it to Sawyer. Sawyer up ahead for Riley O'Sullivan. Kupalacina with the wrister. Pad save by Campen and almost went 5-hole from this angle. And cleared by the Jets. Face-off will be to the right of Kampanen. Lozeritis on the draw against Melanie Aponte. Aponte wins it back to the corner. No icing on the play. Luke Lewis back to get it for the Hawks for Souza. Souza, quick touch pass for Lozeritis. Lozeritis to the left to Stevens, and he's upended by Keith Splain. And back to the point. Stevens for Souza. Morton sends it behind the net. Lozeritis taking it to the wall. Loose puck picked up by Souza. He got the shot on. It was denied by Kampanen. Lozeritis on the one-timer. Doesn't get through into a crowd. Loose puck back out front for Souza. Souza tried to go up under the crossbar. Went up off the glass. Now Stevens with the wrister, and he's got it under the bar. .643 of the period. Christian Stevens makes it 4-0 in favor of the Hawks. Now Bruner at the point. Down to the half wall for Vasile. Bruner again. His wrister from the point, saved by Kampanen. Ryan Devaney throws it behind the net. Pass came out front over the stick of Vasile. Now Cam McGuire. Back to the point. Shot in by O'Malley. Puck loose on the half wall. East Boston can't clear. O'Malley wide on the glove side, kept it low. Now O'Malley from the blue line off the wall, saved by Kampanen, and he ties it up. 6:57 left to go in the first period. 4-0 in favor of the Hawks. Luke Lewis opened the scoring. Nolan Vasile, Joe Lozeritis, and Christian Stevens followed up. It's 4-0 Hawks. Just under 7 minutes left in the first. Sawyer from the point, shot wide. Pass down low for Chamberlain. And a stop by Kampanen. Riley O'Sullivan on the draw for the Hawks. Back to the point. Nenadowicz to his left for Sawyer. Down to O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan down in the corner. Comes out of the corner. Throws it back down low for Toby Edey. Edey gives it up to Chamberlain out of the corner. Knocks it back down to Edey. Out Chamberlain with the wrister, stick save by Kampanen. East Boston can't clear. Sawyer keeps it in at the blue line. Kick save and a beauty along the wall by Chamberlain. And Edey, pad save by Kampanen. Back to Nenadowicz. Throws it down low. Edey down in the corner trying to get the backhander out front. It was pushed back into the corner by Ryan Thomas. Now Thomas with the puck for East Boston. Puts on the brakes, stays behind the net, tries to go up the wall. It's going to be stopped by a pinching Nenadowicz. Riley O'Sullivan. Wrister by Chamberlain. Sent into the corner by Kampanen. Now O'Sullivan goes to the forehand. Went off the helmet of Kampanen. He went down right on the shot. .5:18 left to go in the first period. Hawks on top 4-0. Lozoritis on the draw, wins it back for Horton. Horton plays it ahead for Braylon Massey. And Lozoritis with a steal at the blue line. Makes a move. Kampanen with the stop. Massey with the backhander. Now Lozoritis makes a move at center ice and tucks it glove side for his second goal of the night. Joe Lozoritis' second goal of the night comes at 10:29 of the period. And it is 5-0 in favor of the Hawks. Vasile with the shot, stopped by Kampanen. And we'll have a penalty coming on the play. Penalty's going to go against Cam McGuire for tripping. Time of the penalty, 10:48 of the period. And East Boston on the first power play of the night. O'Malley sends it 200 feet. Be picked up at the far end by Whitenacht. Vasile and Ryan Devaney up front on this short-handed play. Now Devaney got the steal through center ice. Gets broken up just inside the blue line. Now Keith Splain broken up. Puck at center ice. Splain gonna play it back to Melanie Aponte. And a steal by Souza. And Souza goes 5-hole. Short-handed goal by Jordan Souza. $11:50, the time of the penalty, time of the goal. Short-handed goal for Souza makes it 6-0 in favor of the Hawks. 37 seconds left on the Hudson power play. And into the zone, Thomas with the wrister. And Wyatt Cutler makes the first stop of this period. Little more, about 12.5 minutes into the period. Cutler sees his first shot to stop. And Thomas, his blast off the shin pads of Nenadowicz. And offside is the call. Face-off just outside the Hudson zone. And a face-off won by Seamus Sullivan. East Boston at full strength. Out of the corner, Gavin Stone. Ahead for Lucina. And Thomas plays it to the near sides, taken away by Cooper Lucina. Pass out front, saved by Kampanen. Now Lucina to Lewis. Lewis backhands it back down into the corner. Melanie Aponte picks it up. Going to try the other side. Kept in by Morton as the Hawks change some personnel. Now Chamberlain. Fans on the first attempt, sends the second attempt off the end wall. Now O'Malley played it ahead. Braden Resendez thought it was going to go in front, went behind him. Now Braylon Massey down into the corner. Pass to Resendez. Resendez gives it back to Massey. Massey tried to backhand it out front and was cleared out towards center ice. 30 seconds left in the first period. Now down to 20. Bruner. Centering pass broken up. It's intended for Chamberlain. And Seamus Sullivan got a stick on that. 5 seconds to go in the period. Pass out front. Resendez on and off the stick as the buzzer sounds. Ending the first period. We're through one here at the Sports Center. It's the Hawks 6 and the East Boston Jets nothing. Second period set to get underway. 6 first period goals by the Hawks have them well in control of this one. And Riley O'Sullivan wins the opening face-off of this, the second period. Sawyer ahead for Lucina. Loose puck picked up by Will Bruner. Straight up through center ice on the forehand and caught by Kemppanen. Face-off will be to his right. 25 shots in that first period for the Hawks. Puck stalls at the blue line, backhanded back in by Will Sawyer. Clock is running. Now Bruner ahead for Lucina, can't connect. And cleared out by Keith Spillane. Now break for Mahoney. Mahoney with the shot. And the save by Bradley Daleski. And Mahoney goes hard into the boards after that shot. Mike, he says, I have a handful of players that don't know how to stop. And Mahoney still down in the corner. Clock continues to run. 13:05 left to play in the period. And Mahoney to his feet. Face-off will come outside the Hudson zone. And Bradley Daleski now in goal for the Hawks in this second period. Lozeritis centering pass for Souza. Will Bruner with the wrister. Stick save by Kemppanen. Lozeritis takes the rebound. Down into the corner. Stevens out front for Souza. And Souza for Bruner around the one-timer. .237, the time of the goal. Will Bruner from Jordan Souza. Puck ahead for Souza in the corner, goes in against a Whitenacked. Puck squirts out front. Loose puck taken away. Aponte broken up. And Luke Lewis backhands it back into the zone. Sent back out towards center ice. Lewis into the zone to his left for Devaney. Now Ryan Devaney with the shot caught by Kemppanen, and he holds on. Face-off won by Seamus Sullivan. Now it's O'Malley on the far blue line. Devaney, he's broken up, and the puck cleared by Frankie Mahoney. Goes all the way down to Dulesky. O'Malley. Looking for Edie at center ice. Puck squirts into the zone. Comes around the near side. O'Malley at the blue line. Chips it ahead for Chamberlain. Chamberlain kicks it ahead for O'Malley. O'Malley finds some space, sends it down low for Devaney. Devaney was taken down by Seamus Sullivan. Now fired back into the zone. Hawks will go for a change. And icing will be charged to the East Boston Jets. Clock continues to run here in this second period. 9:05 left to go in the period. 7-0 in favor of the Hawks. Bruner with the shot. Hits Lucina on the way in. Now Lucina behind the net. Loses the handle. And Aponte tried to put the stop on Bruner. Now Resendez, O'Sullivan, back to the corner for Bruner. His shot is caught by Kampanen. Lozoritis on the draw for Hudson, wins it. Back to the point, Lewis plays it across for Morton. And Stevens loses the handle along the wall. Keeps it in at the blue line. Now Souza down the near side. High slot. And the shot by Morton turned away. Stevens to Lewis. Back to Stevens on the half wall. Sends it back up top for Lewis. Lewis near side for Morton. Sends it down to Souza behind the net. Lozoritis tried to give and go with Souza, and it was picked off by Anthony Wilkes. Now Morton. Back up high for Stevens. Plays it across. Souza up top to Lewis. Now Morton loops it down into the corner. Lozoritis there to pick it up. Back out front for Morton. His shot goes wide on the stick side of Kampanen. Inside of 7 minutes to go in the period. Morton down low. Tip shot by Lozoritis. Now Stevens in the corner for Souza. And Souza, errant pass. Loose puck picked up by Lozoritis back into the center. Corner for Souza. Back up for Lewis. Now Souza near side. Stevens loses his puck off his stick. Now Stevens into the corner. Try to throw it, a blind pass up to the point. Seamus Sullivan picked it off and cleared it. Now O'Malley. Centering pass for Devaney. And Devaney just broken up by Splain. And the Jets clear back to center ice, picked up by Chamberlain. Plays it to his left, looking for Devaney, on and off the stick of Ryan Devaney. Now Thomas plays the near side for Aponte. Aponte scores up over the stick side shoulder of Dulesky. And East Boston on the board. And East Boston gets on the board. Aponte with the wrister up over the shoulder of Bradley Dulesky, and it's 7-1. Clock continues to run here in this second period. 4 minutes left in the second. Hawks win the draw. Nenadowicz near side for Bruner. Plays it ahead for Resendez. Centers for O'Sullivan. And it's chipped out of the zone by Filoni. Now Nenadowicz broken up behind the net by Ryan Thomas. Lucina throws one toward goal, and it's cleared away. Nenadowicz takes it back to center ice. O'Sullivan gonna bring it in near side, cuts toward the middle. Works his way around Seamus Sullivan. Now Lucina picks up the loose puck, wrap around from behind the net. And Cooper Lucina makes it 8-1. Cooper Lucina makes it 8-1 as he gets on the score sheet tonight. Now Lozoritis played across for Souza. Puck bounces toward goal, picked up by Whitenack, given up to Stevens. Stevens tic-tac-toe to Souza and Lozoritis. Lozoritis finishes it off. Hat trick for Lozoritis tonight. It's going to be Lozoritis from Souza and Stevens at 13:10 of the period. And a goal scored by East Boston. Chase Whitenack with the score, the 14-minute mark of the second period. And a chance there in front of the net by Massey. And we're going to get a steady diet of the youngsters. And a shot in by Will Sawyer. Off the shoulder of Kampanen. And he's going to get this one as time expires in the second period. Will Sawyer picks up his first goal of the season. And we are through two. 9-1 in favor of the Hawks. And we get ready to start the third period. We missed one of those goals on our score sheet. They've decided at the scorer's table that they're going to let the time run, and they're not going to keep score as well. But currently, it's 10-1 in favor of the Hawks and not 9-1 that we thought at the end of that period. And icing will be charged to the Jets.
No.
Tough predicament for this East Boston team. They work in the public school system of Boston, and in the inner city of Boston. They lose a lot of the better hockey players are going to private schools such as BC High and Arlington Catholic and Malden Catholic. There's so many choices for schools to play hockey at that East Boston kind of gets what's left. Now Lozoritis sends it down into the corner. Kept in by Sawyer at the point and fired out by Seamus Sullivan. Morton plays it across for O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan runs into traffic. Now Thomas into the zone. Massey sent the loose puck up ahead. And now the puck into the East Boston zone. Lucina out front. Shot wide by O'Sullivan. Massey to Morton. Morton shot deflects off a skate down into the corner. Cooper Lucina behind the net, tried to get it out front and was broken up. Spleen got it up the wall, was intercepted by O'Sullivan, and his shot in on Finn Kampanen, and he ties it up. Oh, I thought you were taking my picture. Going to be Bruner, Resendez on the draw. Wins it over to Nolan Vasile. And is picked up by Ryan Thomas and cleared towards center ice. Now Lewis up the near wall looking for Nolan Vasile. And it's picked up by Cam McGuire, and McGuire broken up from behind by Ryan Thomas. Kept in at the blue line by Bruner. And cleared out towards center ice. Al McGuire for Lewis. Lewis broken up at the blue line by Whitenacht. Morton. Ahead for O'Malley. Set it for Owen Nanardowicz. Nanardowicz into the zone. Broken up by Sullivan. Morton. Sawyer. Tried to get it ahead for Devaney. Pass was in his skates. Inside of 10 minutes left. 10-2 in favor of the Hawks. Pass out front, Devaney. Chips it wide. Now to Nanardowicz, far corner. Skates it to the blue line, circles back, and is broken up. Now Devaney picked up the loose puck. He scores! Devaney with his first goal of the year. A lot of first goals tonight. This is the game that you get these. And Ryan Devaney, the 8th grader, picks up his first varsity goal. Out Gavin Stone chips it into the zone. Gavin Stone, an 8th grader's way. Pass out front, puck still loose, and cleared from the front of the net. Stone shot deflected behind the net, and the puck bounces into the Hudson zone. Lewis ahead for Gavin Stone. Stone carries into the zone, sends it behind the net. Be picked up by Stevens. Stevens broken up. Brandon Garcia in goal in this third period for the Hawks. No shots on net by the Jets. So we haven't got to tell you that Garcia is now in goal for the Hawks. And a shot up over the crossbar. And Whitenacht clears it, no icing. Looked like they were going to call it. Decided against it. Morton carries towards center ice, puts on the brakes. Comes near side for Sawyer. Sawyer centers it for Massey. Massey into the zone. Wrister, and saved by Kampanen. And he's going to leave it behind the net. And East Boston clears. Whitenacht sends it behind the net. Loose puck's going to be picked up by Will Sawyer. And Sawyer clears out of the zone. Massey couldn't pick up the loose puck at the blue line. And icing. Charge to the East Boston Jets. Hawks on top in this one, 11-2. Just over 5 minutes left. Kept in by Lewis at the blue line. McGuire with the wrister. Kapanen with the glove save. Our face-off won by Resendez. Backhander over to Vasile. Vasile curls back. Hey, McGuire with the shot. Went off the skate of Splain. And a long shot in on Garcia. Makes sure he's awake. Believe that's the first shot he's faced in this period. Yeah, we got about just over 4 minutes left. Hawks will be in action on Wednesday afternoon against the Beavers of Blackstone Valley. BVT just ahead of the Hawks in the Russell Conference standings. Now Nenadowicz backhands it toward the front, was intercepted by Kampanen, and he holds on. Faceoff's going to be to his right. And the wrister on the faceoff, blocked out front by Keith Splain. And the puck cleared up into the netting by Ryan Thomas. As we roll inside of 3 minutes to go. We're running time. Going to be Stevens on the draw. Heel center, O'Sullivan and Lozeritis. O'Sullivan with the shot, save Kampanen, and he's going to jump on that. So the Hawks able to use all three of their goaltenders tonight. Senior Wyatt Cutler got the start. But shots have been at a minimum. I think East Boston less than 10 shots tonight. Now O'Sullivan into the zone, works his way toward the middle as the puck rolls in on Kampanen. Inside, 2 minutes left in this one. Bruner plays it across for Lucina. Lucina down low for Stevens. Stevens works behind the net, pass out front. O'Sullivan saved by Kampanen. Now O'Sullivan again. Gives it up for Lozeritis. Lozeritis down into the corner. And sent it the length of the ice. Sent the pass right up through the middle. 1 minute left in this one. O'Sullivan tried to split the D's, broken up. Goes back behind the net against Ryan Thomas. Now Lozeritis out front for O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan shot. Kampanen saves. 45 seconds to go. Down to 35 delayed, offside. Now Lucina into the skates of Lozeritis. Kept in by Riley O'Sullivan. Lucina doesn't get the shot off. Turns and shoots wide of Kampanen. 5 seconds to go in this one. And the buzzer sounds mercifully for the Jets of East Boston. So it's a big night for the Hawks here on senior night as they took care of the East Boston Jets early in the first period. Joe Lozeritis with the hat trick. 2 goals in the first period and 1 in the second. But some first goals on the season tonight. Some first goals as a Hawk tonight. We'll try and run this one down for you. Nolan Vasile got his first as a Hawk. And number 26, Ryan Devaney, the 8th grader, got the Hawks on the board in that third period. That's going to do it for Ali Cassidy and myself. Thank you for joining us tonight from the Sports Center. Final score again, it's the Hawks on senior night, 11-2 over the Jets of East Boston. Wednesday, we'll see you as the Hawks take on the Blackstone Valley Tech in a big Russell Conference matchup. Good night.